So, this is test stream. Check the audio levels. Things ain't looking all that great. Let me just bring something up. Make sure that the audio is working. Uh, let's see. Let's see. Copy. Here's the. Come on. You can do it. 11:51 a.m. Is it working? Yeah, it's working. So, audio's coming through. I dug myself into this mess. And now I don't even know if I can get myself out. The past 3 years been real rough on me. Couldn't keep a girlfriend for more than 5 months. That's the longest I've ever had one for. Last girlfriend I had, best woman ever to walk into my life. Couldn't keep that going. Then my cat passes on me. She was 14. And then mom passes. And this past year has been well, it's been hell. It has been nothing short of hell. Even with all my friends, all my support, I just don't see a way out. You know, death has a curious way of reshuffling one's priorities. It really does. You sit back and realize consequences and the magnitude of someone's leaving this world. And then you realize it only affects them. It only affects their friends. But life, it keeps going. The world doesn't stop. Not for anyone. People might be upset or outraged, but the more powerful you are, the more memorable you will be. Had acquired some very distasteful bad news. And well, I'm at the end of my rope. So I figured I'd put this up. I think it's about time. I don't know if I have the nerve, but I think I'm gonna take care of some business. And I'm tired. Tired of, can't entirely put fault on other people and put myself into this hole, but tired of getting so close, getting tangibly close, and then having life come in and rip it away from me at the last second, at the worst possible time. There's something to be put on a tombstone or a t-shirt. I just don't know anymore. So, sometimes you get to a point where you just give up. You get to a point where you say you're done. You're so mad, you're so angry at it, you just don't know what to do anymore. Great, I'm out of beer. You get to a point in your life where you really start realizing just how nice you had it when you were a kid. Get to a point in your life where you go, geez, Life was so much easier back then. You get to a point where you realize just how much you took for granted the time you had. And then it gets you down. It brings you down a lot. I'd like to think that there is some kind of peace that we can all get at the end of the road. I'd like to think that when you get wherever you're going, that the outcome is satisfactory. I would like to think that. I never really bought too much into Western religions. Too much violence. There's always someone bitching and moaning about someone else's God. No, Allah's better. No, Yahweh's better. No, well, Jesus Christ is the Savior. And then they fucking get bickering and fighting. And as a message to the future generations, we tried. We tried so hard. We tried so hard to stop this madness before it could begin. Unfortunately, to the children of tomorrow, as someone in 12:02 p.m., 8/13/18, August 13th, 2018, Monday afternoon, I guess. Living in Sebring, Florida, I have only my apologies. We did not know. We did not know that before my generation, we did not know how bad things were going to get. My hope for the future is that companies like Chrysler and others, GM and Ford, will embrace the idea of hydrogen fuel. I am here at the end of my rope. Politics has devolved into the biggest pissing contest of who can screw the poor the best or the worst, screw over the poor the most. It has devolved from helping every citizen to only helping the rich. And there will come a time when the rich claim all the land in the world, leaving those only left as workers, serfs, slaves. It is regrettable that people like Jeff Bezos exist in this world, and yet people making $13.42 an hour have to live out of their cars. It is regrettable that it is distasteful we have a president like Donald J. Trump, who is an international embarrassment and a national disgrace for many true Americans. And we have George W. Bush, Richard Nixon, partially Obama, partially Bill Clinton, George H.W. Bush to blame for Donald J. Trump. And also Clinton, because Clinton. If by some miracle we, the human race, don't end up in a Mad Max apocalypse where food and water is at such scarcity and there's little to no vegetation left, I am sorry. We are sorry. We did not know. And by the time we knew, it was probably already too late. To my family, do I really have that big of a family? To Mary Anton, Doreen, to my father. I am sorry. I am legitimately sorry. I've made many, many mistakes in my life. And this is the only way I see out. It's not a decision I make easily. It's not one that just comes off the cuff. Even with my smoking buddies helping me, I don't think it was enough. I don't see a way out. Right now, as we speak, Uncle Sam claims I owe him $6,645 and some odd cents. And currently, my bank account, from the last little vestiges of my my prepaid college tuition, is currently at $2,800. Even if Uncle Sam were to drop the amount down to that low, that would wipe me out completely, and I would have no money left. So, in a large sense, I would be homeless. I would be forced to sell the house. And I will not die homeless. So, to my aunt, who has access to my bank account, divert all of the remaining funds and split it between you and my father. To my cousin Joya, the Vardzik name dies with me. The Naus name dies with me. Fear not, for you must keep on forward. You have a stable living environment. You have hope for a future. I fear that next year we will see storms the likes of which can only be best described as 100-year event or 150-year storm, a 200-year storm or something of that nature. In the coming 20 years, I fear that natural disasters, weather-based phenomenon, will ramp up exponentially, mainly to do with China's part in the world ecosystem, mainly to do with the U.S. I foresee many, many, many more children dying. I foresee many adults dying from asbestos. I foresee a world that is worse than any Orwellian nightmare that George Orwell could ever put into words. I fear for the extinction of the human race. To my friend Tony, And to my friend Jacob, guard the good land. Protect the forests, protect the farmlands. I probably don't need to say that, but obvious advice is obvious. For I think that out of all the players in the world, I think Canada and parts of southern South America are going to be the ones that make it out the best. I would not be surprised if the world is bathed in nuclear fire within the next 100 years. Maybe even within the next 50 years. There's something uncanny about the Fallout franchise's lore. That being that it was the Chinese that invaded the last of North America's natural oil fields, those preserved in Alaska and Oilberta. I know YouTube is probably going to block this video, but if by some miracle they don't, then I couldn't have asked for better friends. To my friends, Cloud, Joey, Nick, Mike, Big Mike, Coop, Remo even. Move forward. Keep moving forward. To my mom's friends. I seem to be at a loss for words. You have my undying gratitude. Over the many years that myself and my mother knew you folks, you have been not only good friends, but good business partners. And I'm thankful that I knew you people. Dee and John, to Suzanne Stone, to Nancy and Maryland, to all of you, all my business partners, all my mother's business partners. I don't think I could have found better people. And that is the honest truth. Thank you. To those of you who are my friends, to Nate, thank you, Nate. You helped me out a lot. You did me a lot of favors when you didn't have to. You're a good person. Never forget that. To Holly Box, never stop moving forward. You're so much better looking than you give yourself credit for. Jacob, I know it's not easy. I know. If you could do me a solid, keep Vice City, keep Skem. And when you feel you've completed them, when you feel that it is worth posting, post them both. Post Skem has the ultimate schematic collection. Because I feel that when Vice City is done, that Skem as just even a reference template will be a world that many a builder in the future will find very valuable. And if Minecraft continues to be as popular as it is as far as a video game title is concerned, it will be undoubtedly useful. There are so many good things in that world. Even if Nate has limited world border size to 10K by 10K. And as far as Vice is concerned, post it as is, finish it. I leave it in your capable hands. You know, they say after you die, there's 7 minutes of brain activity in your last moments. And that they say that in that 7 minutes, the entirety of your life is played from start to finish. And I wonder if we're all just reliving those last moments right now and we don't even realize it, that our fate's so written in stone and that we never realize what our fate was or is. And then when we're on rewind at the very end, that we're able to understand we're at the end of our road. I never had any children. I always played it safe. And that is my one regret in life, that I never became a father. I always did want to have a kid. Wouldn't mind having a son. If I had a daughter, I'd hope to raise her all right, too. To my last ex-girlfriend, Sierra Priviet, you are the best woman that ever walked into my life. Thank you. This phone was my mother's. I don't know if there's any battery left on it. But if it's not on this phone, all the phone numbers adequate for contacting people will be either on that phone, this phone, or my other flip phone, which is in my bedroom on top of my chest at the bottom of my bed. Do contact Sierra and tell her I said goodbye. And really, she truly was the best woman ever to walk into my life. She was kind, she was caring, she was fucking gorgeous. And we had so much in common, and still to this day, I don't know what caused her to leave me. I'm assuming it was the fact that I was just horny ass motherfucker. Rum is good. But as far as what to do with my things, Dad, I'm sorry I was a disappointment. I figure some of my gear you're probably going to pawn. That's fine. Some of my gear isn't all that nice, though. The Gibson, the LPJ, the Washburn V Class, which I call From Russia with Love, and my Hondo Deluxe Series 781. That's sitting right over there. Those are my three favorites. The Blue Strap, the HSS. That's got the original pickguard out of the guitar you bought me all those years ago. And, well, it's a good Strat, and that's about it. Next, a nice skinny profile. The whammy bar's pretty good. I'd figure it's an easy $125 guitar. The mandolin, Mom picked that up a long time ago. I had hopes at one point of putting it into working shape. It's a project piece. Maybe you can put that together. Some parts hanging around in a little plastic tub somewhere that have the adjustable height bridge on it and shit. Fretboard somewhere over in that cabinet there. Well, in two pieces anyways. Desperately needs a new fretboard and some bridge work. And there's a split in the glue seam on the back side because it's multi-layer like fingers. If you were to fix it up, which I know you have the talents to do, it'd probably bring $75 at a pawn shop. As far as amps are concerned, I got that little Gorilla amp, that BX15, and the what the hell is this thing again? Oh, right, the Randall head. There's a cabinet over there behind the door. The crate head works. The Gorilla was nice, but it needs some work. The Randall, it's got some bad jack ports in it for the cables going into the amp, but it's a nice sounding style, 80s style amp. The caps for which are in the sunroom under a table where all the cassettes are. The Ibanez head is a really, really good metal head, especially with my 212 combo style cab with the horns. If you're looking for a more aggressive tone, the Ibanez is the one to go with. I recommend for From Russia with Love or the Galveston P-Bass that I got. P-Bass plays really nice. It's got a lot of string tension in it, so I really can't play it for very long, but I'm sure It'd probably bring $80 at a pawn shop, maybe. I don't know. The Washburn has the Washburn V-Class Flying V that has the coffin case. The Deluxe Series 781 has a shaped, soft hard case, real thin hard case. The Les Paul Juniors in its case. I still have the bag somewhere, I think in my room somewhere. The bag for the Dean acoustic fretless that you sold me a while back. Never really played it too much. It is a really nice playing bass. Underneath my Ibanez head is a reel-to-reel Sony portable reel-to-reel player, and it does work. I don't have any reel to play on, but the motors are in good shape, and it is a heavy motherfucker, bear in mind. The Fender 212 DSP. It's a good amp. It works. Didn't have the tone I liked as far as dirt was concerned, but it does have some nice cleans. Fender's always been good about cleans. The clean tone I've always lusted after was the clean tone off of Atreyu's Storm to Pass, and primarily the clean tone from Atreyu's The Crimson. That was the clean tone I always hunted after. And from what I could dig up gear-wise, the amp used for that clean tone was Roland JC 120, Jazz Chorus 120. And The Crimson was always the album I wanted to replicate the clean tone of. As far as vehicles concerned, the Toyota's got a couple of parts hanging in it. It's got some Dodge parts in it. It's got some Toyota parts stowed in it. Inside the vehicle, it's up on jack stands. It's in the backyard. The tires technically hold air, if at all possible. Could you sell it to Jay Leno? As far as Mom's old minivan, Grandpa's old minivan, the Chrysler van, sell it on Craigslist. Don't junk it. The motor and the drivetrain is still excellent. It needs an alignment. It needs a new rear axle, and it would be, in my opinion, safe to drive. The big Dodge van, and the Dakota truck. There's a contact in this phone by the name of McMopar Jim. Give him a sweetheart deal on it. Sell it both of them for like $50. Tell them to bring a trailer or something. And the Dakota, it's got a good motor. It's got a bad harmonic balancer. There's a spare balancer somewhere in the driveway or on the glass top table. The van, well, the reason I bought that van, and I know it looks like a complete shit show, and honestly that was kind of the point of the thing, was the paint was shot. I didn't care if the paint was bad because I just would rattle can it white anyways. The body's in good shape. I bought a new radiator for it, which is in the living room. Brand new aluminum core radiator. The transmission, the automatic transmission sitting in the driveway is a 46RE. Make sure to remember that number, 46RE. It Works. It needs new shift solenoids, but it works. It does have all 4 gears plus reverse. And in its current form, as I say this, as I speak this out, it the way you shift it, because you have to manually shift it, you go from neutral to low. That's how you take off in first. If you put it from neutral to drive, you're taking off in second, maybe third. Then you go, if you're taking off from first, you bump it up to second, because if you leave it in low, you will only get second gear. You take it off in second, then you shift to drive. And once it's in drive, third gear will slip a little, but it'll keep going. And then once it catches third gear all the way, then overdrive will kick in. All 4 gears are there. I swear my life on it. The manual, the transmission, this shifter goes to, which is located right over there on the floor. If I don't end up sticking it on it. All 5 gears are there, all reverse is all there. I don't know if the synchros are good. I bought a clutch for it. I bought the hydraulic lines for it. I bought a flywheel to go behind a V8 for it. Those are the clutch and flywheel equipment, brand new out of the box, never been used. The transmission, I don't know if the synchros are any good, but all gears are there. The transmission I paid $332 for, $336, something like that. The clutch and hydraulic lines, the clutch pack and the hydraulic lines, that was like $428 new out of the box. The flywheel was like, with the discount card, came out to like $110. It's like $160 flywheel, and it's never been used. It's still in the plastic. So return it, sell it. Again, probably lumping it in with a deal to my buddy Mick Mopar, Jim. He's been an absolute asset to me as far as like Chrysler parts are concerned. The only thing really wrong with the Dakota is the transmission. It's got a 46 RH. Difference between the RH and the RE. The 46 RH has a shorter tail shaft and is all hydraulically actuated. The 46 RE is all electronically actuated and has a longer tail shaft. That's how you can tell the difference. Moreover, the RH has an overdrive button to engage 4th gear, whereas the RE has that built in automatically. So you don't even have to push a button. Furthermore, the van, body-wise, is in really good shape. The seats are, except for the drivers, in really good shape. The interior is clean, like really clean. All it really needs is a good paint job. You know, I know you guys probably still listen to this and there's still more to go and talk about, but when you're this deep in a hole, I don't even see sunlight anymore. I don't even see a hope and a prayer. Again, as far as the vehicles are concerned, sell the Dakota and the van to my buddy Mick Mopar, Jim. give him a sweetheart deal. Sell him to him like for $50, and only him. He's got some sweet fucking cars, and he needs to get a break. To Cloud, and to the rest of my smoking buddies, thank you guys. You were the best social interaction I had after high school. And if by some reason my old friend Jeremy finds this, Jeremy Rangel, 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 you need to get your panties out of a twist. You really do, man. If you can do that, you'll be all right. And lay off the mayo, dude. That is disgusting, the large amounts of mayo you're putting on your sandwiches, dude. I can't even look at a jar of mayonnaise anymore without thinking of vomiting because of the amount of mayonnaise you put on your sandwiches. That's my advice to you, man. And as far as a combat partner, as a sparring partner, you need to be more active. Don't let them make the first move. You have to make the first move yourself. Because otherwise you're going to be on the back foot the entire time. To Elia, our mutual friend, I hope everything goes well for you, man. I don't know his last name. I don't have his number. But I think I still have Jeremy's phone number in my old track phone, my 863-414-0758 number. As far as the keyboard is concerned, Dad, use it, sell it, trade it to a buddy of yours who might need it. It's got some good synth on it. It's all right. I have 3 computers, 2 laptops, and the tower. The tower is my main computer. It's an all right tower. It's got a halfway decent graphics card. It's an okay computer. It needs more RAM, and it'd be an all right PC. The Sansui. There's 2 Sony cassette decks and the Sony record player. Both those cassette decks and the record player work because Sony quality is there. And if you want, I have a fairly large collection of vinyl I highly recommend you keep because there's some good names in there. There's Screaming for Vengeance and oh fuck, what was no, not Screaming for Vengeance. That was the Eagle. What was the one with the tiger? I forget the tiger. The Judas Priest album with the tiger face. I have that album. I have a good Motley Crue album. I have a couple of good albums in the collection. I got a couple of Hendrix, a couple of I think I got some Clapton in there. The records are in good shape-ish. And the vinyl is all right, still there. I recommend you hang on to it, Dad. As far as my PS2s, 2 of them, and my video game collection, get in contact with my buddy Jacob. Figure out a way to send them to him. Because I have a decent PS2 collection. And there are 2 games out of that entire collection I value above all else. Well, 3 games. Well, I value my games as a collection as a whole. But 3 games, if I had to pick out of my current collection to keep and nothing else: Grand Theft Auto Vice City, Dark Cloud 2. And then everything else is like, oh, I like that game, I like that game, I like that game. Send them to my buddy Jacob in Canada. He'll enjoy them. Figure out, have him pay for the shipping, I don't know. Or just yard sale them, I don't know. Now, there are some Nerf guns hanging around. The black one, the long one, the sniper rifle, that's the Long Strike. Sell that on eBay. It's got a little bit of modding done to it to make it a little more powerful. It's got a custom paint job I did myself. It's worth a little bit of money. It might be only $40-$50, but it's worth something. As far as my Hot Wheels collection is concerned, keep it, sell it, I don't know. As you can tell by the stuff on the shelf above my PS2 games, I'm a diehard Mopar guy. In fact, my dream car, if I could ever have it, would be an internally balanced 400 big block backed up with a 5 or 6-speed manual transmission with Viper-style suspension, 9 3/4 rear axle, and I don't know if I go supercharged or naturally aspirated. I would not go turbo on that motor. And basically build the most badass sports car out of a muscle car body. Make it handle, make it fast down the drag strip, 373 rear gears, probably deep first, second, maybe third, 1-to-1 in fourth, and overdrive in fifth. And if you went with a 6-speed, overdrive in sixth, like double overdrive. Like, so fifth would be 0.79 to 1, sixth would be 0.59 to 1. I don't know. That would be the dream car right there. I'm still making up my mind as I speak. There is a right there. Can't really see. You can kind of see the snout right by my nose. This thing is an Eaton M90. Sell that to my buddy Jim. Sell most of my car parts to Jim. There's a perfectly good camshaft with rollers that are marked 1 through 16, and that is front to back. That is not side to side. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 side to side kind of deal. Rollers that go to that cam. Keep them in order. They got the dog bones to go over them. The pan for the lifter clips are there as well somewhere. Sell all my car parts to Jim. The Toyota, if you can, sell to Jay Leno. Have him restore it. Because that thing gets 35 city, 45 highway on a carburetor with a manual transmission. And the body's pretty clean. The body's in pretty good shape. The only thing that's in really rough shape is the hood. The motor did ran when parked. The transmission needs fixing. As far as the pistols are concerned, when you get the other one back, sell them, keep them, I don't know. I've gotten 2 paintings. One of sorta the MacArthur Causeway. Well, Technically, they're both of the MacArthur Causeway. Sell them, keep them, I don't know. I know how you feel about that one Haitian girl painting. Do what you want with that. I personally think it's a really nice piece, artistically speaking. Give Uncle Bruce's paintings to Doreen. Let Doreen have those paintings. As far as my machete and sword collection, there's an actual antique O-Katana style sword that is hanging on the backside, or rather technically the inside of my closet door that is on the top of the rack. That is, as best as I can tell, dated to the 1900s, late 1800s. It was before World War I when that sword was made. And as far as I can tell, it's a ceremonial piece. A welcome to the upper class kind of deal gift item. It's not really meant to be used. It's meant more as decorational and ceremonial, and that's about it. But it is real authentic. The guard plates and the strip that goes over the very front of the sword is on my red katana. That is in a tent sack on the same door. It is wrapped in a black sheath of a paracord rope for a hand grip. The plates, guard, and sheath piece of metal, all the guard equipment for that sword come off the O-Katana, the old one. So if you do ever sell that piece, sell it with those four metal parts, the two sleeves, the guard, and the sleeve sheath clip thing that goes on the actual blade. As for the katana itself, it's good for cutting mats. It's a demonstration piece. It's not meant for heavy use. It does have a fairly nice edge on it. It's meh. My sword is the one I built out of rebar. It is in a blue sheath, hardwood sheath of some kind, somewhere in my bed. It's got a red fabric grip handle thing. Toss it, sell it, I don't know. Something I built for myself just to get my hands wet, or my feet wet in blacksmithing, as it were. Do what you want with it. There's as far as I can tell, a Dana 44B rear axle in the backyard that I picked up for $200 at the junkyard. It's got 373 rear gears. I know that for a fact. And factory disc brakes, the disc brakes that you find in the living room, or for that axle. And I was able to get the calipers and the A-arms for that axle. Brand new out of the box. That is a $2,000 rear axle, and it is in good shape, as far as I can tell. It is open diff, but it is in good shape. And I'm sure some Jeep guy will probably part ways with a relatively decent amount of money, $500 for the whole shebang with the discs. It is an ABS equipable unit, but I did not save the ABS. And it did have drum parking brakes, but it does not have those currently because I ditched those in the process of removing said axle, because the drum brakes would have been just an absolute pain in the ass. to keep. There is a 3.9 V6 in the backyard. That motor is fairly complete, the front accessories of which are in the driveway. Sell that to Jim. It is a good motor. All the bearings are within spec. It should be a fine motor to run. The only thing it needs is the throttle body fuel injection unit that goes on top of it. And somewhere in the garage are the stock exhaust manifolds. These coil and the wires, sell that to Jim. The intake and carburetor, there's a 4150 Holley 4-barrel single pumper, sell that to Jim. Sell the Elderbrock aluminum intake to him. He will make use of. I promise you that. He'll do something with those parts. Again, his contact number is in my phone. As far as what to do with my ashes, I really can't think of any better place than Jimbo's, where Jimbo's used to be, right at the end of the dock with Mom and Grandpa. Even with Jimbo's gone, it is a really nice lagoon. As far as the PV head for the 15-inch cab, that's a good head. I was trying something, really didn't turn out well. If you reattach the wires, it's a great cab combo amp and would suit you well, Dad. It's 15-inch subwoofer that's in great shape. It would really do you wonders in a live gig. I know it's not easy, but it's not a decision I make at the drop of the hat. Jim, if you ever get a chance to watch this, thank you. Thank you for all your help. I really do mean that. And I hope that my father honors my wishes. And I hope that my neighbor Mike in the yellow Colorado will also see these. Mike, I'm sorry for being a dickhead to you the first time I met you. Assuming that your mom was your wife. I wish I could have helped you out more, man. As far as my tools are concerned, give them to Mike. Engine crane included. Or sell the crane and the stand to Jim. I don't know. He'll do something. Between the two of them, they'll do something with it. There's a brown toolbox. That was my grandfather's. That was Grandpa Joe's. Dad, I want you to keep that one. I'm pretty sure it's got green velvet on the inside. It would do you solid. It's a complete unit. I don't have a key for it, I don't think, unless it's in the toolbox itself. It's fairly clean. It's fairly nice. It would do your Guitar Tech tools justice. It would be the box to have. Doreen, Bill, I know you and I never talk that much, Bill. You married one hell of a woman. Very caring, kind person. Doreen, Joya, Liz. And I would never really talk that much. Thank you for all your help, all your assistance. To my dear friend Raymond, if he's an older gentleman, he's got a green Ford uh, Freestar or Astrostar or something like that, Ford minivan. Ray, Karen, thank you. Thank you for all your help. I mean it. By the way, Dad, Doreen, the two of the jack stands under the Toyota, those are Raymond's. Those are the 4-post ones. The triangular ones, those are mine. Sell those, I don't know. The 3-ton jacks that are around or in the van, the Dodge van, the B2500, those are mine. Sell them, keep them, I don't know. Give them to Ray, I'm thinking, or Jim, or Mike, I don't know. If Mike doesn't want my tools, let Ray have mine. I'm sure he could do something with them. A good number of them were his anyways to begin with. Raymond, thank you. I couldn't have asked for a better mentor. To Michael and Debbie, the next door neighbors in the greenhouse going north from my place. Debbie, words cannot describe my gratitude for your assistance during Mom's final days. Words really cannot. You did what few people are willing to do. And for that, you have my thanks. I hope that as time rolls by, that it is kind to you. There's not a whole lot I can give to you, and I hope that my cutlery and plates and bowls may help you. Dad, Doreen, if you could see if they're interested, they'd be the ones to give. Auntie Marianne, do us all a favor. Don't stop the family tree. I'm sorry. I hope you live a long and fulfilling life. I know you're getting up there in years. And you're the last family member of that generation on Mom's side. What I can say with some certainty is that as far as my family tree is related to yours, is that us Snouses are some of the largest clan members in all of Pennsylvania. And by extension, we are distantly related to Melina Trump. Because her full name is Melina Trump Naus, or Melina Naus Trump. She is a Naus clan family member. There's my father, Randall Alfred Naus, my mother, June Marie Tavardzik Naus, my father's father, and my father's mother. I can't even remember Grandma Ellie's last Walker. That was her last name. Eleanor Walker. And Grandpa Doc, Clarence Winfield Doc Naus Jr. Both Grandpa Doc and Grandpa Joe are juniors. Grandpa Doc will outlive me. Doreen, divide whatever money up is in my bank account with you and Dad. Any money that is in the house in physical cash, give to Dad. Michael Allen Powell, thank you for being my friend. Dylan Cloud, thank you. I don't even know if I would have lasted this long if it wasn't for you. To any future physician watching this, marijuana does help with depression. Absolutely it does. I am proof of that. Because I honestly don't know if I would have lived past December if I had not met Dylan Cloud. I hope that within the next 5 or less years, that marijuana is completely and totally legalized by the federal government. To my friends from trucking school, Chance, who is TSKS, Chance, in my phone. Chance, I hope you make a good fucking ton of money off of CRST. I really do. And I hope you and your girl and her kids have a wonderful life, full of happiness. I really do mean that. I really do mean that, man. To the guy I was hoping to have as the first guy that I was hoping to have a truck driver gig with, Gary. It's a milk chocolate broth guy. He was my roommate the first time in February and March. Dude, love conquers all. I hope you have a wonderful life too. To Mr. Flakes, i.e. Jason, who is also in this phone, don't get yourself caught. I hope that you do all right. I only wish you could have helped me out, dude. To Agent K, as far as I know, still working for CRST. If she ever sees this. You were one of the coolest chicks I ever met. I hope your life is full of successes. These are people I met in Jacksonville. Reference point. Chance, take care of yourself, man. Drop a couple pounds, start hitting the gym. You'll do all right. I know you will. send that drag car down a strip a couple times for me, will you? I only hope that when this is all over, that I'll find my peace. While I may be, in a lot of ways, a very mature person, in terms of maturity level, I've only figured I've just hit 18 maturity-wise. And I hope that there is a peaceful end for me. I really do. Jacob, if you're still watching, do good by yourself. Get yourself a Class A equivalent trucker's license for Canada. Do something good with your life. Holly, if you're watching this, become a beauty model. You're a lot better looking than you give yourself credit for. I really do mean that. Nate, maybe become a veterinarian, or maybe become one of the big Linux tech support guys. I don't know. My hope is that you succeed in life. I really do. To my friends in Greenfield, to Oscar, to Chris, to NJ, to Alex, my advice to you: redo downtown, completely overhaul Barron's Bar. The Greenfield project has a lot, and I mean a lot, of potential. It really does. But Oscar, listen to your other admins. Listen to your North American admins the most. Don't just go off on the whim. Because I promise you, they know what they're talking about. Barron's Bar by itself is an amazing section of the city, but in the context of the rest of the city, it does not fit. It really doesn't. Downtown needs a major overhaul. Give some spacing between highways. Listen to Jacob, Oscar. He knows what he's talking about. And I mean that. I really do, Oscar. There's a lot of potential in your city, but you gotta listen to your friends. You gotta listen to your admins. Listen to the guys that live in North America. Dennis, serve your country well. I'm sure they thank you much for your duty. More than they thank our boys here in the States, which is an absolute tragedy. It really is. Dad, there will be things that you find in the house that will make you question everything you know about me. Throw them out. Throw them out. They'll be in a cabinet in one of the bathrooms. Throw them out. I know that the stuff that I'm into is nothing that you want to be invested in. Just toss them in the trash. So all the many people that I knew as far as getting around, I know that they're probably never going to see this, but to my ex-girlfriend Kiana especially, thank you. She's a friend on Facebook. Have her send this shit have her see this shit on Facebook. Kiana, thank you for continuing to be in contact with me. You are the only ex-girlfriend I've ever been able to keep in contact with. I hope your life turns out so much better than mine. I wish you the best of luck. And there's something in a top drawer in one of my bureaus. I've never used it. I was planning on using it on a girl that I've met. Give it to her. Give it to her. Sierra, Riviette, thank you. I really do mean that. Thank you for being the best woman to ever walk into my life. Truly, you were. Some of you might be wondering the reasons for. I have no way of paying back Uncle Sam. And Uncle Sam wants 6,600 something bucks, of which I do not have. As far as my paintings are concerned, display them, sell them, I don't know. Just don't trash them. Same with the Toyota. I know that the Toyota isn't your thing, Dad. Please, even if you have to give it to Jay Leno, make sure someone in the class of Jay Leno gets it. Because my wish for that car is to restore it to factory new. And it is worth doing. Even if you give it to Jay Leno, please make sure he somehow ends up with it. If you make a little money in the process, by all means. Speakers. Dad gets those. There's a set of Sansui 1x12 with other speakers cabs in them that are on the floor that I'm tapping on. Dad gets those. The Bose 301 series, the 10, 12-inch deals, Dad gets those. The soundboard, which is right over there, Dad gets that. Sell the TVs. The flat screens, bring to the pawn shop. Don't sell those at the yard sale. Get as much money as you can out of those flat screens. The towers. Send those to Jacob if you can. Jacob Casius of Cochrane, Canada. Yeah. Jacob Casius on my Facebook page. As far as some of the other sound recording equipment, I'll be right back. I gotta take a piss. as I was saying, yeah, if nothing else, I know it's not easy. I know it's not easy. There's a feeler gauge and a small keyword micrometer that is over there in the shelf section. There's also a case full of mics. Do with what you want, Dad. Some of those mics are pretty good. Some of the mics are kind of meh. As far as the books, there are 2 books that are right over there on top of the shelf where the computer sits to, that hold the 2 laptops between the tower. One's an auto transmission repair, one's an GM automatic transmission repair book. Give those back to Raymond. Have a couple of model ships here and there. Some of them are toys that I've tried to convert into. Others are wood models that I've built. Sell them, toss them, I don't know. If you do sell them, Craigslist would probably be the place to go. Again, the oil filter, the oil cooler that is on top of the record player in this room. That goes to the Toyota. That is a power steering cooler. There's also a very small prop plane engine for a model aircraft. Nitro engine, I'm assuming. Little 2-stroke deal. That is somewhere in the cabinets over that way. Dad, you were not a terrible father. I only wish that you and Mom never got divorced and that you had never gotten arrested. You were a decent father. Thank you. Doreen. Well, I never really knew you that well. You were a pretty cool aunt. Thank you for everything. That Christmas I spent with you and Joy and Lizzie, when the whole bunch of us came out and we went up the mountain and I got that one scratch on the one side of my face, that was pretty fucking awesome. It's the only time I've ever seen snow. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Joya. I know we never really talk that much. I know it's not easy. But from what you told me, you got an all right life going on. Do something with it. The gift of life is something incredibly invaluable. Do paintings. Do something. Do something worthwhile. Please. As your cousin, I can ask only that much. Dad. It's hard. It really is. And I don't see a way out. I know we were never that close. And in a lot of ways, I felt like you were a Disneyland dad. I only wish you were more involved in my life growing up. I really do. Again, as far as my computer stuff is concerned, give that off to Jacob. Have him come down or have it shipped off to him. He's on my Facebook. He'll see it. As far as what to do with the house, leave a note. There are 2 gravestones in the backyard. One is for Bouchette. Bouchette was Mom's cat. She is buried kind of sort of by the fire pit, which is an aluminum deal, sort of by the backyard, that way. Kind of sort of. That way. The other is for Deb Caddy, my cat. I buried both of these cats in the backyard. And believe me when I say, it was a very, very painful thing to do for me. Please leave a note when you go to sell the house. Split the earnings from the house between you, Doreen, Tvarzik Bishop, and you, my father, Randall Alfred Naus. Between the 2 of you. Split it 50-50. And leave a note in regards to those gravestones. Please, I beg you. The lawnmower. Sell that to my neighbor across the street in the brick house with the red Dakota. His name is Kevin. He's an old black folk. He's old country black folk. Oh, show, man. I just come down right now. Black folk. He's old black folk. Sell it to him. Or give it to him. I don't know. He'll do something with it. I guarantee you. It's an all right lawnmower. The lawnmower's carb is clogged up from gunk from myself. The ramp is in good shape. Give it another coat of white and it'd be fine. The exterior of the house, the sunroom side, that needs a little bit of work. And that's about it. Replace, please replace the bathroom windows. There are 3 of them. One in the master bath, which is that way, and one in the secondary bath, which is that way. There are 2 windows in the secondary bath and 1 window in the master bath. All 3 are flat pane style, flat like that. Replace those. Sell the house. And whatever earnings you make off the house, split between you, Doreen Tvarzik Bishop, and my father, Randall Alfred Naus. Doreen, thank you. Thank you so much. I think I got a little bit of that cognac left. There's some alcohol in one of the top cabinets above the fridge. May take a stool or 2 to get to, but there's some good booze there, I know for sure. Give that to Dad. As far as Mom's stuff is concerned, what's left of Mom's, Brain, do what you want. I know for a fact that Dad's not really interested in the remainder of Mom's things. At the end of this, there are 3 people that are getting this access to this video. Joya Bishop, Randall Naus, and the Mad Motherfuckers group on Facebook. Dad, make sure you share this with my buddies at the end of the street. Mike has the yellow Colorado. Make sure he sees this. Make sure that he has access to the ULR for this video. His name is Michael Allen Powell. Make sure that he sees this and that he can pass it on. Kevin Mann, the guy across the street from me, if you ever get a chance to see this, thank you, brother. I really appreciated all you did for me. I know it wasn't a lot, but it helped a lot. I really mean that, man. For me, this is not an easy video to make. This will be more than likely the last video I make. Tony, preserve the human race, please. I know what your plans are. If shit hits the fan, preserve the human race for us. Be one of the few that does, please. And don't go so right-wing. Be fair, be just. Let everyone hear themselves out. Holly, if you're still watching this, have a little more confidence in yourself. I really mean that. I really do. You're a much better looking woman than you think you are. I really, truly, honestly mean that. Give yourself a little time to develop, because I promise you, you're only 16. You will be a very good looking woman when you get older. You will be a very desirable wife when you get older. I really, honestly mean that. I really do. Whether you go with a bride of your own or a husband of your own, I really, honestly do think you will make a beautiful wife. I truly and honestly do believe that. You are a very kind and caring spirit. You just have to have a little confidence in yourself. Nathan, thank you. Thank you so much. I really do. If there's one thing I can pass on to you, it's that you too are just as kind and caring. A little bit out there, what with you being a pervert and all. And I can promise you, there's someone out there waiting for someone like you to come into their life. And I promise you that you will find some kind of happiness with that person. Thank you for all your kindness. Audio gear goes to Dad. Whatever Doreen finds fit to take for herself, she can have. Car parts go to Jim. Tools go to Raymond. Little burps. Gaming stuff goes to Jacob. And sell whatever you want left. I know it doesn't look like a lot, but there's more money here in this house than you think. And to everyone watching, be kind with your soul. Be kind with your friends. Be kind with your animals. For if you're truly kind to someone, there's nothing in this world that is truly worth more. I keep on seeing the meme, the Holy Trinity of Wholesome, with Steve Irwin, Bob Ross, and Mr. Rogers. Take their advice to heart, truly. Before I go, I have some choice words for the Republican Party. Fuck you. Fuck you for your corporate greed. Fuck you for the Democrats. Fuck the Democrats as well. Represent the people, not the corporate interests, you fucking soulless bastards. And if by some miracle Philip DeFranco picks this up, Philly D, Phil, thank you for having a absolutely wonderful podcast. Thank you for having an absolutely wonderful news show. It's unbiased stuff like that this nation so desperately needs. Thank you. I know it probably isn't easy, but please never stop with the free content on YouTube. I know it's not financially savvy, but there's so many of us. There are so many of us who can't afford streaming services. And with a free site like YouTube, you're the only bit of news we get. Thank you. Thank you so much. As for the reason, I see no way out. I see no way out. I've tried and tried. I see no way out. I don't know what to do anymore. All my life, I've been listening to Mom. By the way, the skeleton key for the house is this key that I'm holding right now. It sits underneath one of my monitors on my computer desk. Leave that with the house keys. The car keys for the van, the minivan. Sell it, fix the rear axle, sell it. It is a good drivetrain. The AC still technically works well. The condenser works. The compressor still works. The fan doesn't. It is still technically a decent enough fan. Dad, I know this is difficult. Thank you for all of it. Thank you. In terms of how good of a father you were pretty good. You were pretty awesome. In my van, my big van, the full-size van, there's a shirt/jacket that I started putting together. If you have any band patches, please add to. It's a war jacket. It's got Somewhere in Time's patch on it and Seventh Son of a Seventh Son patch on it. And I think there's a Kiss patch somewhere else in my room that I'm recording this in. I know this has been going on for close to 2 hours now. But please, all of you, live your life to the fullest. Don't let anything get in your way. I don't know what else to say. Thank you. to everyone. I really, truly mean that. And I think that's all I have to say. I love you all. Peace.